Hello and welcome back to the Weirdly Obsessed podcast with your hosts Mandy, Martino, and Lisa Wallen.
Yay! Today's episode is about Bigfoot, which is crazy. We wanted to start doing more mythical creatures and cryptids, and today we chose Bigfoot because I'm Bigfoot, big Northwest girl. And also, it's just an interesting topic that nobody really talks about as much as we should. So I hope you enjoy today's episode.
Make sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, and check out our Patreon. Enjoy!
Oh, you already opened? What is wrong?
I just opened it. I haven't had a sip yet. I waited for the cheers. Cheers.
There you go.
All right. Hey, we're doing it.
Oh, okay.
She needs help.
My nails are so brittle because we might as well tell you, the last 3 days on stream, I had a very short stream week. I built a Gundam.
What?
That reaction was very commercial. What is a Gundam? I'll show you what a Gundam is. Thank you, Mike, for pulling that up.
Gundam style.
So, do you ever build Legos or anything when you're a kid? Okay, yeah, because you're cool. We get it. You have sex, okay? Like... These things are so fucking cool. I don't even watch the anime, but like I loved building Legos. But my problem with Legos, when you're done with it, they look like Legos still. Like I want to look like a thing. Everyone's like, you should get Gundam models, they're cheaper. And when you're done, they look like that. And so like, you know, my nails are so brittle because the last few days I've like had to have like little nippers to like break off the plastic and like put them on. Like I have like, it's like my favorite thing to stream, and I did an Instagram live last night doing it. And so all these like comics came in like, what is she fucking doing? Like all they see is my hands and like putting these little plastic models together.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Like on my, if you go to my Twitch, you'll be able to see it.
Does it have a name or is his name?
They're called Gundams, but like the actual kits are called Gunpla because they're kits. They're like plastic models. And what's really funny is, so last year I went to Japan with my best friend. She's like you. She's like cool. She like doesn't play video games. She like does her hair and makeup and skincare. Like she's very like, she's a normal woman. So this is how my setup looked. Which is,
oh, look at you.
Okay, that is like my, oh yeah, you've never seen my Twitch stream.
No, I've seen that. I remember when you did your new outline.
So see, this is what I did on stream last night.
Oh my God. I mean, when the first episode we said this is going to be great because we're both so different.
Yeah, isn't this... This is very like Andy, 40-year-old virgin. Don't worry, guys. I totally had sex right after this. So I totally went out and did a lot of sex. Someone came to my stream last night, was like, are you sure?
The angle, everything about this is the close-up of the hands. Oh my God, this is so fucking funny to me. Oh my God.
You're so mean. I love it.
It's cute.
It's so funny because last night on stream, someone's like, are you sure you're not autistic? I have my 3 cameras set up and like 7 lights up. I'm not autistic. I just have a lot of hobbies, okay?
That's what I'm saying. The multiple camera setup is the funniest shit of it all.
Yeah.
It's probably super relaxing, like a coloring book, right? Like meditating.
It's like coloring books for virgins. Yeah. It's
oh shit, the hair's up now.
The hair's up. I was getting sweaty. Okay. I was burning up. It was like
oh my God.
Look how into it I am. I'm just like, I'm making sure they can see what I'm doing.
This was last night.
Yeah.
It's really funny when you picture like how different everyone's nights are. Like what everyone is doing.
For those who are just listening to audio, we are currently watching me build Gundam on stream. It's kind of embarrassing now that I'm watching it the next day. You know, it's like when you get blacked out drunk and hook up with someone the next day, you like go back and think about it and you're like, oh God, what was I doing last night? This was it. This is my blacking out drunk.
Oh, it's really
Anyways,
funny.
I build a master grade kit, which are like, they're more advanced ones. So there's like standard grade, there's high grade, there's road grade, there's master grade, there's perfect grade. I'm on the master grades. Okay. This was a 10-hour kit. I did in 6 hours because I'm a badass.
That's pretty great.
It was very funny though, because last night people were like, oh, like we're talking about, because I do these streams because I like chatting and I need something to do with my hands.
Yeah.
And so like, it's like a podcast almost.
Well, it's like when people do the makeup videos while talking.
Yeah.
It's
This
like,
is my makeup.
This is your makeup.
This is my makeup, is building a little war machine. And yeah. And like, I'll just like go on rants and stuff. But like, there was a part during my build last night where people were like, yeah, like, do you have autism? Someone just asked if like I had autism. I was like, I don't have autism. And I'm like building this thing and being like, I got to make sure this part is perfect. I was like, no. I just have a lot of hobbies. The 6 years of being single, you just get a lot of hobbies. Like that's how you survive in this world as a single person. The minute I get in like a relationship and be like, I don't do Gundam. We're not going to watch someone destroy a Gundam collection. Oh my God.
Have you seen this epic video?
No.
I'll mute it. The volume of this grown man crying hurts your soul.
Okay.
No. Oh my God.
His kid on accidentally ruined all of these 10-hour projects.
It was a nephew or someone. It wasn't even his kid. It was,
Oh, that makes it even worse. He looks like a little... Oh my.
That kid looks like a little shit.
He does
too.
look like a little shit.
I would murder him.
Damn.
Here's the thing. All my already built Gundam I don't have out. They're just sitting in boxes like that. So, you know, whatever. I build them and I'm like, okay, put them away now. We don't have to see the finished product. It's fine. But anyways, that's what I was doing the last like 3 days. It's really fun. It's a great way. I come up with like material when I'm doing it because I'm like
Your
talking to
brain,
people.
yeah.
Because people just ask questions. It's like Bob Ross for nerds, you know. It's very peaceful. I put on some music, you know. I have a good time.
Yeah, it seems nice.
So that's what my week's been.
Oh, man. Well, I am on OnlyFans now. Watch out.
Yeah, it's like the
Woo!
polar opposite of what I do.
No,
So I'm just
no.
gonna-
It is like... Okay, so I had the OnlyFans taping, which they
the
call...
LMAOF is such a great name.
It's
It really is.
It's
I'm
funny.
obsessed with it.
So I did that. The day was so much fun. They like super well production. We were there from 3 p.m. till 10:30. It was a really long day. So that's how I know it was ran well, because it like flew by.
I could see. Yeah, it looks intense.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Makeup person. I was like, okay,
Shit, I should have done this. Fuck.
you should definitely
Anyways.
do it. And then so then you have to actually make the account, and you have to have, the contract says you have to have your OnlyFans account for a year, but you have to be active on it for 6 months.
Crazy.
So I made my account like right before the taping, and then I promoted it yesterday. And in one day, I got 100 subscribers or fans. But I made my account free because that's what the ladies who work there said you should do. And then I was like, I got 100 fans, $20. Like 2 people gave me money, and I was like. And I did all my research.
And you're like, I haven't done anything yet.
No, but I was like, I should have more money than $20.
Yeah.
Because it's free. So then I did all this research on Reddit and YouTube videos, and everyone's like, if you have a free account, people are just there to just look, and they're not going to give you shit.
I mean, yeah, it's the same thing with like Twitch too. Like you have to really push people to they get a ton of ads when they watch me, and then they'll complain like, "Oh, it's fucking ad. Give me fucking $5, you piece." I get so mad when someone comes like, "Oh, an ad popped up." Well, give me money.
Yeah.
You always have to see an ad. There you go. Like, motherfucker, I'm doing this for a living. Yeah.
I need money.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to have to push like those private, what they're called, like the private photos where you like charge per photo. They said you make more money that way, but I'm like, that's like seems like I'm asking for money. So I switched it last night to like late last night to $10 a subscriber. So I think they have like a couple days to either stay or leave. So let's see next time we talk.
Oh, I'm losing so many Instagram subscribers right now.
Instagram?
Yeah, I put it as $1 a month just to be like.
What was it before?
Nothing. I didn't have subscribers on Instagram.
I thought you started it recently.
I did, and I'm already losing them because I keep forgetting I have a whole subscription page. You'd be like, a user has your cancellation service. Like, my body, not good right now.
Not good.
Give me like a month, and then maybe I'll post like a thirst trap holding a Gundam. Just 2 Gundams.
That would work.
Holding my
Oh my God. That would be worth a year worth of their subscription.
I do find it, I don't know if you feel this way. I know we have to get into today's topic, but like, I always think it's funny how guys are like, oh, I hate OnlyFans girls. I hate it when girls like try to sell their body online. They're like, it's so gross. We have no respect for you. But what I think it is like, we can do that and they can't.
Oh.
Like, I think that's why they get upset. It's like, I know guys who have OnlyFans that are very, very successful and straight dudes that do too, because they just like, yeah, somebody out there wants this. And I think it's because, like, take me, for example, like, I don't have a job right now. And everyone's like, all you have to do is go on OnlyFans and like, you'd make money. And it's like, I don't even know if that's true, because my friend is very successful in there. She goes, you only hear about the success stories. She says, I have lots of friends who are like drop dead gorgeous, beautiful women. They do not do well on there because it's like Twitch. You have to have a community. You have to be consistent. But it's like, but women have the option to be better at that than men do. And I think that's why some guys are upset about it.
I didn't even think about that.
I think it's because they can't just go and be like, I guess if I post my feet, some people might pay for it. I'm like, no one wants to see man feet ever.
Yeah, no.
Actually, someone does, and they probably would pay a lot of money for it.
I don't.
The lack of man feet on only. There's probably a demand for it, honestly.
But you know what?
I know a certain comic who's been slid $300 for feet pics, dude.
Really? $300?
Yeah.
Check out my OnlyFans. I'll take $300 for a feet pic. I'll take it.
I had someone email me recently. It was like, if I gave you $100, would you answer some questions about your feet? Please do not post this on your Instagram story. And it was from like an unknown email. And I answered, yes, absolutely. And they never got back to me. and then someone was like, they're probably just pranking you. I was like, oh, they got me.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. I got her to answer a question about her feet. Oh, he really showed me. I don't think you guys are I will do a lot for money at the moment right now.
Oh, I had someone DM me this morning on there being like, what are you open to doing on this platform? And I was like, nothing risky. I was like, I don't know when you say that verbiage, like, what are you open to? I'm like, I don't want to even know what you want to ask me.
Yeah, like, what are you looking for? Like food stuff? Like, what are you? What? We have to go back to the fetishes and kink. Do you want me to show my armpit? Is that what you want?
Armpits?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stuff. Oh my God. Yeah. People are very, people want weird shit. Listen, the world got weird after the pandemic.
The world got really weird. But I like that I'm forced on there, because I'm like, it'd be cool to find a niche and also make money on another platform. Money's nice. But I'm like, figuring out what you want to post, I think, is the hard part.
You know, to find out, it's like, I've been doing Twitch. I just found out recently I've been doing Twitch wrong this whole time.
Why?
Because like, I offer too much for free on my Twitch. Like the cat cam. I have my cat cam that shows my cats. My friend's like, why are you not putting that on a paywall? People will pay to see your cats.
Well, if you
like,
think you say like cat wall, you think they're going to really think
I feel
it's
like
a cat
people just give me money just to be nice because they're like, oh, look at all the work she's doing. You're like, no, people are not like that. People, like, you need to demand things. I was like, you're right. I'm going to be now I'm going to be a dick on Twitch because I don't have a job right now.
And I'll be a dick on OnlyFans.
Yeah, and you can be a dick on OnlyFans.
I was going to say them. When we're talking about big man feet, what a good segue.
You know what's funny, though? We never even once introduced today's podcast. We never even once introduced the podcast.
Because we do it in the beginning.
Yeah, we never said the Weirdly Obsessed podcast. We do
this every episode, but we...
Eventually, we'll just not do it anymore because we're going to do... Listen, new studio, new vibe. Neither of us slept. I have no makeup on. I have no money. What do you want from me?
But our Patreon's doing pretty good.
It is. Okay. Well, I want to talk about the Patreon because we have a couple episodes from our original recordings up there.
Girls, what's up?
Which, honestly, people love it.
I loved them too.
And I forgot for our second episode, I brought in skincare stuff. People were like, you brought in props and products? I was like, yeah, we cared back then. Now, and we have our last one coming out, I think, in a couple weeks because we do it once a month, so it'll be in June, and then after that we'll start doing like exclusive Patreon stuff. So if you are part of our Patreon, please look at the post that I made yesterday. I asked for subjects so that if you guys have ideas, we would love to do exclusive things just to put on there. You know, we want you guys more involved.
Yeah,
like the stuff we're putting out now is just to fill time while we get used to being in a new studio. But thank you everyone for coming. Like, now that I saw we have Patreon, I was like, I should have fucking Patreon years ago. But you know what? Fuck it. It's fine. I have time. So
no, but I am really excited about today's topic.
I am.
I mean, this dude would kill on OnlyFans. He's probably got a giant dick. You know him. You love him.
Feet. I was like, you're talking about the feet thing.
Oh.
Because we said feet earlier.
He would I think he has a giant dick, but he would do well on OnlyFans.
As if we know. Okay, so today's topic is Bigfoot. It is. I mean, it's a kind of a series because we want to do mythical creatures and cryptids, but there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
But Bigfoot specifically, I feel like is one that no one questions why you like or believe in them. You know what I mean? I feel like anything else is like, oh, like the Loch Ness Monster is like, oh, you actually believe in that? I've never seen anyone question anyone's belief in Bigfoot. Everyone's like, yeah, Bigfoot's real. Like, we've all accepted it. Like, there's just this giant hairy man walking in the woods somewhere in the Northwest. It's fine.
People love it.
They do.
They love Bigfoot.
I mean, well, I want to say, like, I'm from Washington, obviously. We're Mariners hat
Yeah,
today.
she's representing.
Like, Bigfoot is on a different level where I'm from than anywhere else because you're from Florida. So yeah, Florida man. We have
What's worse, Florida man or Bigfoot? Who would
I
you
imagine
rather?
if Florida man was a cryptid creature, I feel like it would just be a slimy guy coming out of a swamp with like a crocodile head. I don't know.
I think he would own a boat and have 15-year-olds on it.
Yeah, and he'd always be in his underwear.
He'd live off a
He'd
natty
be
light.
screaming in people's faces at night. That's the haunting that he does to people.
No, he eats faces. That's very Florida man.
Someone draws Florida man. Whoever you think Florida man is. What was I say? Like, because for me, from the Northwest, like Bigfoot was a big part of me growing up, which I'll get into. But did you have any like mythical thing that you were into growing up?
No, nothing.
No, just Florida man.
Just Florida man.
Just
yeah.
I need somebody to make that into a short now. That's in my noggin.
In Florida, they call Bigfoot a skunk ape.
A skunk ape?
That sounds like a slur.
It does. Very Florida.
Yeah, it sounds like
they love
Florida.
slurs.
Florida would kind of call him a skunk ape. How dare you?
I wrote down, and then let's hear what you grew up with at Sasquatch. The original name for Bigfoot is Sasquatch, which is we say every word
Which
wrong
was my
on
nickname
here.
in high school.
Sasquatch?
No, I just wanted to make a joke. I love how concerned you were.
I'm like, who the fuck said that?
Who would say that about me?
Which is an anglicized version of the Salish word Sasqueef, which means wild man or hairy man.
I don't know.
Hairy man was my nickname in high school.
Saskeets?
Saskies. The term was coined by J.W. Burns, an Indian agent.
We call them squatchers.
Squatchers?
Yeah,
That's fun.
People, it really is what they call the squatchers. The people that are obsessed with squatches. Squatches. I do a lot of squatches at the gym.
Yada, yada, yada. They have a close bond with the Sasquatch. They believe it has an ability to Bigfoot. Fuck this. Okay.
I love that you're trying to read it. It's really cute. Well, for me, it was like, because it was always like an indigenous thing. Like all, it was the Sasquatch and the Chehalis and all these things, right? Like for me growing up, it was just like a part of my childhood. They had Bigfoot statues everywhere. And then we had like the Sasquatch Music Festival. We also had the Sonics. The Sonics' old mascot was, I think it was Squatch. I think his name was Squatch.
No way.
He was a giant Sasquatch. Yeah, you can look him up. I mean, he's just, oh my.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like, I remember when we were kids, they would talk about Bigfoot in elementary school. Like they wouldn't teach us about, like American war crimes or anything. It was just like, Bigfoot, isn't he great? Like, see, like that was our old mascot.
No way.
This is why I like hairy men. Actually, now I realize it.
That's what I felt like in middle school before I got laser hair removal. Damn.
Yeah.
He looks like Chewbacca. Is Chewbacca based off of Sasquatch?
Probably. Actually, that's a good question. Seattle also has like a lot of other weird mascots. Like the Mariners mascot is a moose. I don't even know why.
A moose?
Yeah.
Are Chewbacca and Bigfoot related? They look pretty related to me.
What if they're dating?
Oh, that'd be cute.
You never know.
For the matter...
Come on, just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. I love that it just turns into like this whole story about cryptids and lemurs and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, just let us know if that was based off of that.
I know this is a segue, but yeah, I was looking up like Seattle mascots, and the reason why Seattle Mariners has a moose, which makes no sense because Mariners, you think it'd be like a fish or something. I was like, why is it a moose? There's no moose in Washington. And it's because they had like a 5th grade class vote on it, and they said moose are giant and friendly.
Oh.
And that's the only reason. That's the A, moose will kill you, and B, Washington is just a very weird place. I've just realized. Like, we make fun of Florida, but I'm like, Washington's all fuck. At least Florida knows it's weird.
No, Florida's taking the blame for all these other weird states. We're just taking it up the ass.
Because you guys just have like weird crimes and stuff. But like Seattle or just Washington in general, it's like we think our weirdness is like quirky. Like. Yeah, it totally makes sense why the moose is the mascot of a Mariners team. I mean, like, also, I was, like, looking up things, too. It's all the sightings and stuff. It's, like, Washington had over 2,000 sightings of Bigfoot. And I was like, you just saw a man in the woods. Everyone backpacks. Everyone goes hiking. But, like, I shouldn't say that because I believe in Bigfoot. and my friend asked me, like, why do you believe in Bigfoot? And I was like, I don't know, because I feel like humans naturally need to have something to believe in, because I don't believe in God, so I have to believe in Bigfoot. So Bigfoot is my God.
Bigfoot's your God?
He is my God.
Oh,
when I die, I just want Bigfoot to hug me to death. There you go.
I wanted to read all the different names for, there's so many, but the one that I kept seeing, how do you say it, Mike?
Gigantopithecus?
Gigantopithecus.
Also my nickname in high school.
They skipped Yeti? Come on.
Oh,
so
Yeti.
Himalayan Yeti. I love that. Because Yetis are like snow creatures, right?
Yeti's a water bottle.
Jesus Christ.
The South really likes ape because it's wood ape in Louisiana.
Bigfoot is a lodge.
Really?
Yeah.
Bigfoot is a lodge in Glendale that I go do karaoke to. So there you go.
I've been there. I've been there. Yeah, I don't know.
I always thought it's funny that's very Northwest. I know it has to do, again, with, like, Native American, indigenous stuff, but I always thought it's, like, you'll see, like, things like, oh, here's Washington has over 2,000, California has 1,600. Then it's, like, Pennsylvania, New York, and Texas have their own sightings. I'm like, you guys are just trying to jump on the part of it. You just want to jump on the trend, okay? But, yeah, I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. I even looked up like some of the laws they have in there's Washington regarding Bigfoot, because I didn't know there were so many. In 1969, they actually did pass a law saying that killing Bigfoot is punishable by a felony conviction resulting in a monetary fine up to $10,000 or 5 years imprisonment.
What?
How the fuck would they know? You could just murder a man and be like, I thought it was Bigfoot. And they'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh my God.
How do you know whether or not you killed a man or Bigfoot?
I guess the foot size.
I get the. Yeah, I've never understood why. I think Bigfoot, I feel like, is just a nickname for Sasquatch. Like, we call it Bigfoot because we're like, yeah, but I'm like, I don't feel like the foot is the thing that's making Bigfoot what it is. Like, it's like,
I don't know
I'm
why.
not saying, oh, I just saw a man with giant hairy feet. That's Bigfoot. Sasquatch feels so powerful to me.
It does.
And a couple years ago, Grays Harbor, been there, done comedy there. They passed a resolution from a classroom project asking for a Sasquatch protection and refuge area.
Like a safe haven for...
Yeah. See, Florida, look at Washington.
We're nothing.
Yeah, right? Does Florida man do they have a Florida man safe haven area?
Yeah, it's called Key West.
That's so funny. And then this one isn't Washington, but a few years ago, they wanted to increase the, I guess, foot traffic and the tourism in Oklahoma by offering a $3 million bounty if anyone captured Bigfoot alive and unharmed.
What? So all these people flew out.
Yeah, and all these people flew out just to try to capture Bigfoot. This is insane to me. Because like I said, I play a lot of video games. I watch a lot of anime. Like, I have a bunch of weird interests. I have a lot of weird relationships with characters, and I always felt like that was something I was embarrassed about, you know, like all these anime tattoos on my arms and stuff, and it'd be like, why'd you get this character tattoo on your hand? I'm like, because I want to kiss him every night before I went to bed. I don't know why that's weird, but like we have actual laws passed for something that doesn't even exist.
I didn't know that there were laws.
Yeah,
that's wild to me.
Yeah.
That he's never been proven real, and there's laws against it.
I always thought like it's like how there's laws against endangered species, which totally makes sense. But like it kind of reminds me of how like a bald eagle specifically, like if you accidentally killed a bald eagle, like you can go to prison for a very long time. And we don't have that law really for any other endangered creature because it's like, well, it's a symbol of America.
Yeah,
like, do you know how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, look, I'm not gonna go around and kill a bald eagle for one thing. I'm not gonna kill any creature because I love
he's
animals.
Bald. He's already had enough.
Yeah, he's had enough, you know. But I think it's just because it's such a symbol of freedom. When the eagle has no idea what the fuck you're talking about, you ask an eagle, "Hey, did you know you're the symbol of America?" It'd be like, "Where's my worm?" Like, it's not gonna go around. Like, it just blows my mind how. Like, there was one article that I saw on here that was talking about, like, why do you think people are obsessed with Bigfoot, which was what I should have asked 20 minutes ago. And it says because obviously with, you know, going back to indigenous cultures, it's like they've always had something to believe in, something to look up to. And one of them was we have a psychological, deep-seated psychological need because of our evolutionary origins for something that is larger than life. And they always say like Bigfoot is larger than life. I was like, I don't know, dude. I've met a lot of 6'8" dudes. Like, I feel like Bigfoot is probably on the same level as them. Sorry, Mike.
I think it's just the same as why people like celebrities. They like this like icon thing.
Imagine if Bigfoot was like at the Met Gala.
Oh, he would kill. He would slay.
He would slay. But that's what blows my mind is like, I feel like it's the thing where we talk about the intelligence thing where it's like I didn't get the memo, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about the whole Bigfoot thing. Like growing up when I was a kid, I just thought it was cool that we had like this like mythical creature. And now that I'm like doing all this research for this podcast, I'm like, oh no, people are still very much like revolve their entire life around Bigfoot.
It's crazy. I watched this video last night where like it was like an hour long and this guy broke down all of the facts of like why Bigfoot is real. And the one part that I thought was so funny, it shows, it's like the classic photo, you know, where he's looking back one. And it goes, well, we believe it's a female because it has boobs.
And it's standing like this.
It literally has tits. And then it said because the way it's 6 foot stride, the way like his foot went up, in the way like his calf like tins.
This is insane to me that people are like depicting a photo that we don't even know if it's real.
It's a video.
Or a video that isn't. It's the really, really old one. Came out like decades ago. People are still like.
But wait, this is the funny part. So he's breaking all of these. He's breaking all these down, and I'm like, oh, he's making some real good points. Tits, great calves, definitely not a human. And then what a twist. Then he goes and tells why all of those things, what people are saying, are proven wrong. I didn't know, like, why. Like, I didn't know the video was going to make that turn. So everything he said was, like, it was, the guy who went to film it was, like, a film guy who was known for, like, being a bad dude. And it was proven that someone put on that suit and the suit was made. Like, it was proven that one was an actual human in a costume.
That's how I look like when I'm like getting coffee in the morning. I'm just like waving my arms back. Listen, everyone leave me alone. I'm stepping in here.
So that one was proven that it was not Bigfoot, and it was the film producer trying to get some cred.
I mean, even last year, Tacoma, fucking Washington, you're embarrassing me. Is now the new hotspot for Bigfoot sightings because they've had 83 sightings in Pierce County. Where I'm like, this is why I'm not normal.
Where are the pictures?
Exactly. That's the thing is like, where are they finding sightings? Like literally anyone can, they had someone casted what they think the foot size looks like. That's the thing is that they're always using the same photo, the same black and white photo.
But that's the one that was produced.
That's the thing is like everybody, and they had like a whole fair set up where people were like making sculpture stuff. It just blows my mind. That's like, we have not really any evidence, but people are still like, no, it's going to happen. Like how? We have so many nature documentaries. There's literally cameras everywhere at this point. How is this still, I don't know. I say I believe in it, but I'm also like, I also think people are a little too crazy.
I'm not against people believing it. Why not?
I'm not either. I mean, people can believe in it. You just can't bully me for having anime characters tattooed on me if you believe in Bigfoot. That's all I'm saying.
I just think that all the evidence now is proven wrong.
No, it's fine. they just filmed a tall, hairy person that's been backpacking for 3 weeks. Like that's Bigfoot. Like I remember like when we were hiking and stuff in Washington, they would have signs everywhere like Bigfoot sightings, and they have like actual signs set up being like Bigfoot sighted here. Like people would like leave little notes everywhere.
That's wild.
I think people just need something to believe in.
I think it's fun.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
What do you believe in? Just kidding.
I believe in Chipotle.
I believe in Chipotle, the Chipotle monster, El Chupacabra. I do want to have like more episodes on cryptic stuff because like my big one growing up was like dragons.
Ooh.
And to this day, I'm still like obsessed with dragons.
Did you like Game of Thrones, or did you not like what they did with dragons?
I did not like what they did with dragons.
So you should define a cryptid for some of us uninitiated.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should put that back in the beginning of the podcast. Well, before we get into today's topic, a cryptid and or mythical creature is an animal that's been claimed to exist but has never been proven to exist. There's a lot of them too. Like today we want to do mainly Bigfoot because I feel like that's probably at least for us being in the US, that's the biggest one because other countries have their big cryptids. For me, I think specifically just because
you were there.
I'm not fucking PNW, man. Montana, Oregon, Washington, that is our cryptid. There's no other cryptids up there. And we have all these sightings, and also it's like in pop culture on everything. Like we looked up all these things that it's been in. Like there's fucking 50 something movies of it.
58 movies.
One of my favorite like Bigfoot movies was well, Harry and the Hendersons was a big one growing up. I used to watch that.
You gotta laugh. Sorry.
Harry and the Hendersons was a big one growing up. I loved it because he and then another one which wasn't really big was Strange Wilderness.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
I love Steve Zahn. It was a Steve Zahn. It was like one of those like the Happy Madison films.
Okay.
That not a lot of people watched. It is the funniest. It's so funny. Okay, do you know who Steve Zahn is, right?
No.
Oh, you do. He is like one of the big, like early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know who he is.
Big early 2000s comedy actor. He's so fucking funny, so talented. I think he owns an improv theater now.
Really?
I don't think he acts anymore. But Strange Wilderness was basically a Happy Madison film. Like Jonah Hill was in it. Oh my God,
there's a lot of people in that.
Yes, Jonah Hill was in it too. It is so funny because in the movie they're trying to find Bigfoot, but they're trying to make a nature documentary.
Okay.
And he's like inherited his father's like. Okay, sorry. The clips are really funny. So I'm getting off track. So he wants to inherit his father's business of like being a nature documentary person, right? But because it's like so goofy, all the facts that they have about animals are wrong. They'd be like,
my God.
They'd be like, bears derive their name from a football team in Chicago. And it's like, I don't know if it's the turkey or the cow that has 4 stomachs. And it's like, and it shows like real nature footage. He'd be like, we're out in the river where all the beavers are, and it's just full of beavage out here. And it's just like the dumbest movie.
I want to watch it.
It's so stupid.
I don't know how I missed that one. It's so weird.
But the nature parts of it is what makes it funny. Is like every moment they would have like these like little 3 to 5 minute nature documentaries with Steve Zahn talking bullshit over it. And it's the funniest movie. But yeah, they find Bigfoot and they film Bigfoot like... That was like one of my favorite Bigfoot films, and nobody watched it.
How would this cast? Was this not like, this is right in my alley of what I would have watched?
It was like do you ever watch like Saving Silverman?
Yeah.
It was like that kind of movie where it was like, it was really funny if you told your friends about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Grandma's Boy was kind of in the same realm, right? And then when you watch it older and you're probably like, this did not hold up well. That's the problem with so many like 2000s movies, is that you're like, this movie is so funny, and then you watch it older, like there's a lot of problematic shit in here.
Grandma's Boy is still really funny.
You know what fascinates me about Bigfoot though is that like I play a lot of video games, right? And like every video game usually has like enemies based off like cryptids, or based off like Godzilla, or what's the three-headed dragon? Gamora? Is that what it is? Is it Gamora? Oh my god, am I gonna, if I say it right, I'm gonna feel like a Ghidorah.
You're close
enough. But like
King Ghidorah.
Don't
take away that throne.
Like do you know what a kaiju is? A kaiju, I mean,
they're all the creatures from Godzilla.
Kaijus are basically giant monsters that you see in like Godzilla's a kaiju, King Kong is a kaiju.
Right.
Like they specifically are giants versus like regular like goblins and stuff. When you're Kaijus are badass though.
Kaiju is a Japanese term that is commonly associated with media involving giant monsters.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. You go to Japan, they love kaiju. There's Godzillas on everything, right?
I saw the one Godzilla there.
I like how you have the Hollywood Godzilla, which is just that dinosaur hanging over the chicken joint.
I know.
Every time I go by there, I'm like, this is our Shibuya. Every time I go by there, it's so funny. But anyways, in video games, all monsters, because most of them are made in Japan, all the enemies are based off of like mythical creatures or kaijus or cryptids. And I was looking up Bigfoot because I was like, it's fascinating me. I've never really seen a Bigfoot monster in a video game. I've seen Yetis in video games.
What was the difference of a Yeti in Bigfoot?
A Yeti is more...
Oh, yeah. That's
snow.
White.
It's white.
One lives in the mountains of snow. One of them lives in the apparently Pacific Northwest.
He's the one from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. But even like Yetis in video games are usually not... Like there's only a couple times where they've been bad guys, but most of them it's just like gorilla. Like big white gorillas. You're like, oh, it's a Yeti. I'm like, no, it's just like a gorilla. So you fucking, like Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah.
But what's so fascinating to me is that like all these kaijus and all these big monsters are always enemies. Like the Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, you have to go fight the dragon. That dragon is never like a good character. But Bigfoot's always depicted as like a good character.
Huh, I wonder why.
It's always depicted as like an NPC, like someone you go talk to, or like a playable character, or something you walk in. It's never something you have to fight. I think it's because of so many people believe in it that they don't want to depict Bigfoot as a bad guy.
Interesting.
I that fascinates me as a gamer, because I'm like, usually they'll take any excuse to make something an enemy,
especially if it's like a big.
Yeah. I played this game. I mean, all the From Software games, like almost all their enemies are like giant kaiju creatures that you have to like, or they're depicted off of old kings in Europe and blah blah, which is also fascinating to me. Whenever like a king, you have to fight like King Arthur in a video game, like this is like a real person, but they're an enemy. Or like you have to fight like old presidents in video games.
What?
Yeah, because there's, I mean, like even like Dead by Daylight, it's like horror movie stuff. Like it's like there's always like, they will really take like real people that have existed and put them as enemies in games. But not Bigfoot. But not Bigfoot. Bigfoot's just a good guy.
He's got a great rep for someone.
He really does.
That's why big celebrities like need to stay out of the limelight. The more you're out of the limelight, the better.
Taylor Swift will probably become a Dark Souls enemy at one point. Just kidding.
Like people will kill her?
She'll be too powerful.
Oh.
She'll just be like a giant woman with a sword, and then she can't defeat her. She'll be the new Elden Ring boss.
The FBI analyzes Bigfoot's hairs?
Since 1976, the FBI has had a file on Bigfoot.
On hairs? No way.
They collected 15 hairs in Oregon and a tiny piece of skin.
Ew.
Ew.
Also, who's just leaving their skin places?
Ew.
Like, if someone here, if you depict a tiny piece of skin, that means that you got injured and left skin there. I don't think everyone's like, Lisa, I found your skin. Like,
it's disgusting.
What do they mean they found skin?
Put it in the skin box.
In the skin box. They found it in the skin box. Ew.
The organization couldn't identify what kind of animal it came from.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because who's just picking up skin off the ground?
Yeah. But
Also, it's always fascinating to me when people find hair in the woods. Like, you're walking around and you're, oh, someone's hair.
yeah, that's weird.
I mean, like, how do you... I mean, obviously, you're like, I want to make sure someone didn't get murdered out here or something. But it's like, how do you even see the hair to begin with?
Unless it's fake hair. I see that a lot of
One
times.
time, my dad, we were swimming in the ocean in Hawaii, and he lost his wedding ring, and he found it in the coral.
What?
Yeah.
He got lucky.
He got really lucky. Because there's shiny shit everywhere down there. He
Damn.
But that's, to me, is like, that's impossible. And then hair in the woods, Jesus Christ.
It's a needle in a haystack.
We didn't get to the part, though, that we really want to talk about, which is, the obsession part of Bigfoot and how it's affected people's lives.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to start a new segment. I think we'll be able to do one every episode.
Yeah.
I forgot what we wanted to name it. Death by obsession?
Obsessed to death.
Obsessed to death.
Obsessed to
yeah. Credits to
This
Mike.
has been really good for the kink and fetishes episode.
Obsessed to death.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been really good. Like that lady that suffocated the dude with her tits on accident.
Oh, what a dream.
Oh, man,
I would
to have tits that size.
We can also go back and do that too. We can also redo the old ones.
Yeah.
Death by skincare. I don't want to hear that, actually.
No, I don't
that's how
wanna
they
know
found
that.
the skin on the ground.
Oh, no. Bad skincare. But yeah, obsessed to death. And like people get so obsessed with things that they end up dying. And this seems to happen a lot.
That's how I'm going to die. I'm going to end up being so obsessed with something I die from it. I already know it's going to happen.
What do you think it's going to be?
I played so many video games it broke my brain. So it's going to happen. Yeah.
So the first one was in 2022. A man from Oklahoma claimed he killed his friend because he believed he had summoned Bigfoot and was going to be sacrificed to the creature. Like, that's some, like, cult shit.
Yeah, there's like I think they actually interviewed the person before it happened, too.
Oh. There's his headshot. That's...
He seems like someone who would believe in Bigfoot.
That's rough.
There are a lot of stories of like Bigfoot hunters like dying too, like while they're hunting for Bigfoot, and people are like, were they killed by Bigfoot? Like there's like conspiracies out there of like how every person who's like all these people who go out and hunt Bigfoot end up dying when they're out there, and I'm like, that's because they don't know what they're doing. That's mainly it.
They didn't pack water.
They probably have no idea how to hike. I'm sure the people who are hunting for Bigfoot are not the people who know how to survive in the wild.
Especially when they offered the $3 million.
What's so funny about the Bigfoot stuff is, so like what we like to do for every episode, if we can, is like try to find Reddit stories that relate to our topic. And the Bigfoot ones are really hard to find because there's so many Reddits about Bigfoot that a couple of them will be like, I think the Bigfoot obsession is stupid. Like, why are they spending so much money and resources and laws trying to protect this cryptid instead of like real wildlife and like conservation, like something that would make sense with climate change? People are just like, hey, fuck you. Like people's reaction are just like, fuck you. I can believe in whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like people get offended, which that person is a great point. Like, why are we spending resources to protect this thing that we don't really know exists or not? And people get so upset that you question their belief. It's like, it's almost like it's a cult.
That's what I'm saying. Anything. Wait, what was the other one? Oh, here we go. Another obsessed to death is... A man posing as Sasquatch was killed after he was struck by 2 cars on a Montana highway. So he was dressed as Sasquatch. See, this is why I think there's so many people that see them, is because people are dressing up as them. But man, joke was on this guy. He's like, I'm going to fool so many people. And then... he got hit by a car. I always thought I never wanted to die naked in the shower, but like this one might have me beat. I don't ever want to get dyed dresses.
You know what? You reading this just made me realize I just remembered the story. I just sent it to you, Mike, so you can pull it up. This is from like, I remember this years ago, and you probably remember this because I was thinking like, when was the last time I saw a photo of Bigfoot? Do you remember this from like years ago?
No.
Where someone was like, hey, I found the body of Bigfoot. Do
No.
you remember this? Oh my God.
The body of a creature reputed to be Bigfoot reportedly weighs more than 500 pounds.
Yeah, so they had like this. I remember when this was all over the internet. It was like this person was like, I have the body of Bigfoot, and it was like this giant, like 7-foot furry blob, as you can see in this photo. And it was like they did DNA on it and everything, and what did they find out it really was?
It says it's 7 feet 7 inches tall, 500 pounds.
That's a lot.
Did they ever say what it was though?
I mean, it looked like a suit, but then now knowing the weight and the size, how is that even something? Or was it just like a picture and a joke, like a hoax?
I think it was a hoax, but they never ever. I never figure out what did it. I just remember people putting that on the internet and being like, "This is Bigfoot." But then again, it's like there's laws saying if you kill Bigfoot, you're gonna go to prison. So why would you show him the body?
Well, because he might have died of natural causes. When you're that tall and big, you don't have a long life.
That's another thing too, is that this has been going on since what, like the 1950s, and people are like, nah, it's still real. I'm like, so does Bigfoot have a family?
Yeah, there has to be big feats.
It's weird. What are your thoughts? Do you think that people actually believe in there's a creature out there, or we just want to continue to think that we believe one?
I think it's a mix of both. I think there's definitely people who full-heartedly believe, like zero doubt.
We have a Bigfoot expert on here.
On here?
Yeah, on the show. We need to get Bigfoot.
Oh my God, I know. There's a lot of them.
We just gotta get this like one homeless guy on the woods and be like, hey, what are your thoughts on Bigfoot?
Yeah, I'm sure there's, and in LA especially, I'm sure there's tons of people who are obsessed.
I don't know. Well, it'd be more Northern California. There's a whole town in Northern California that's obsessed with Bigfoot.
I just mean LA, there's a lot of weirdos.
I like how you Googled Bigfoot experts, which is such a funny thing to...
D. Jeffrey Meldrum,
There's literally
PhD.
a town in California that's obsessed with Bigfoot.
It was with an A. I saw it earlier.
I remember that because when I was driving here, when I moved here last year, people were saying you should visit this town. Willow Creek.
Oh, Willow Creek.
It's the Bigfoot capital of the world, and has a Bigfoot museum, and holds the annual Bigfoot Days Festival in September in honor of the creature.
I wish that was closer so we could go and do an
I would love to go to the Bigfoot
You just
museum.
have to plan your comedy tour around some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
Then Patreon has to pay me to go and take my camera.
Right, exactly. We have like Sasquatch Music Fest. We have all these Bigfoot themes in Washington, but like we don't have, this is like a whole town just... Some of these quotes too, saying that they started it because they kept hearing Bigfoot in the woods, or like it was the sound of a giant howling and screaming. I get a thrill out of living in a place where I know that there are giants walking around. Okay, giant, all right. That's so fascinating to me.
So wait, people think it's actually one, not multiple?
This one says it, but they were saying that they could hear it all the time. They're like, they were saying that they heard the sound of like the howling in the woods. It's the only time in my life my hair actually stood up. I went the next morning to talk to the bartender. He was like, yeah, now you know that this is real. Oh my God, this is hilarious. The whole town is just obsessed with it. Oh, we have to go to Willow Creek now.
I wonder if they have like a dating site. There's like the dating site for people with STDs, and then there's the dating site for
Squatchers.
people. Squatchers.
We could talk to David Eller, cryptozoologist.
Ooh,
cryptozoologist. That sounds like you sell NFTs of animals.
Yeah.
Cryptozoologist.
How would you feel if you went on a first date with someone and it was like all Bigfoot?
I mean, I have. Like people, like I have friends in Washington who are obsessed with Bigfoot. Like it was like a big part of our childhood. I just didn't realize it was still big because it was like growing up, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, that's so cute, blah, blah, blah. Like remember the elementary school thing with the moose? I said where they had them vote on the Mariners mascot to be a moose. My elementary school got a vote on the state insect. Yeah, like
insect?
Yeah, and of course, when you ask a bunch of 7-year-olds, what do you think the state insect would be? They say it's the dragonfly because the dragonfly sounds like an awesome name. And what do you know? Google state insect of Washington, dragonfly.
You guys got to vote for that?
My elementary school specifically got to vote for it.
But how do you get to choose one? I feel like the insect should be like the most populated one in that state.
They gave us options. It was ladybug, which were like, ew.
I'm like totally ladybug.
Yeah. State insect. It was ladybug. It was dragonfly, and then I forgot the other one was. I think probably some sort of bee. I don't know, but yeah, they ask a bunch of fucking first graders into video games about fucking dragonfly. Like, of course, we drove by dragonfly. So the governor came to our school and signed the contract that we got. So I got to name the state insect.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so they always like try to get like children involved with like things because Washington was just a cute little like. Now it's overtaken. It's going back is really sad because now it's just all like techie bro transplants. Like all the things that I loved about Washington growing up has kind of like died or gone other places. Like Seattle was so artsy, we're so into our weird shit. And now it's like, yeah, you have NFTs and we have an NFT museum. It's so gross. Going back, I went back and when I did my headlining show a few weeks ago, I asked the audience like who here is a Seattle native, and only 3 people replied, and like 2 of them were my sister and her husband, and I was like, oh boy, I hate coming back here. But like growing up, I like lived in the woods, and we did a lot of woods activities. I know this is totally off subject of the Bigfoot thing, but we have some time to kill. I was in this club when I was a kid called the Defenders of the Planets Club. And you'd had this shirt that had like a planet on it and it said dope because it's like Defenders of the Planet Environment. And I was like, you guys knew exactly what you were fucking doing. But like we would go around and like, we go to like different like wildlife retreat things. We'd go to like wetlands. We got to meet Bill Nye because Bill Nye,
science guy.
Bill Nye, the science guy, is from Washington. He got his start. Bill Nye, the science guy, was originally a character off of a local improv show called Almost Live.
No way.
Which was Washington's SNL.
That's so cool.
So we had
we
had an SNL that came on every week. And Bill Nye would be the science guy. He was one of the guys on there. I remember watching this as a little kid.
I remember watching Bill Nye in school. Maybe that was the same thing.
It was before that.
Okay.
So him, I know way too much about all this because I was obsessed with Bill Nye, the science guy. But Bill Nye also had other characters like Speedwalker, where he was like a superhero that would speed walk towards you.
That's so silly.
He was like the high-fiving white guys from Renton. It was all very local-based humor. But Bill Nye got a start on there, and then all of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Oh my God, you have the Speedwalker. So this is old. This is like early 90s, late 80s, like characters that he would do. And so it's just look at little young Bill Nye.
Oh my God.
It's funny. He looks exactly the same. And now he would change into a speedwalk because speedwalking was a big thing in Seattle. And
oh my God. That's so funny. The hips.
This is why I got into comedy. Like I used to watch this stuff when I was a little kid. And it was such like a Northwest thing. So like I love that Bill Nye got super famous. Everyone knows who Bill Nye the Science Guy is. We all saw his like eclipse photos that he dropped where he was like all dripped out. Did you see that?
No.
Recently? Oh my God. Look up the Bill Nye eclipse photos. They are so... Oh my, he's daddy. Okay.
What?
Everyone made fun of my
grandpa,
joke on
isn't
stage.
he?
Everyone made fun of my joke on stage about how he was my first crush. And then he comes out and he's
Whoa, you getting excited?
These are from like last month.
What?
Yeah. I love how less online you are than I am.
I don't have time to be online.
I know, that's why you have me.
Yeah, you get to inform me.
I am the online person. You do all the research. I just be online and be like, look at these hot pictures of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Look at him. He looks gangsta. He's swagging out.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So another cool thing about Bill Nye,
oh my God,
is that Bill Nye the Science Guy was filmed in King County, and one of my teachers in elementary school is his cousin. So he came to our school once.
Did you meet him?
I wanted to so bad. I mean, there was times where I might have met him. I just probably don't remember it, but I remember like seeing him in person. That was the first time I was like starstruck. But he used to come to like the colleges and elementary schools and do like live Bill Nye the Science Guy stuff. So
damn,
he was my Bigfoot.
He's your Bigfoot.
And he's probably tall. Bill Nye's probably tall. He seems long.
Well, in Florida, we've got Carrot Top. And we have Vanilla Ice and Daniel Tosh.
He's only 6 foot. I feel a little better about myself now.
Oh, Bill Nye's 6 foot?
Yes, he's a lanky boy.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know, I feel like Bill Nye Science Guy, Bigfoot, that was all kind of like the Northwest thing, and now it's all gone. It's very much like I'm glad I was raised in the 90s there and got to live and experience all that, and now I live here and we're doing a podcast about Bigfoot.
It's all full circle. I wanted to read that one Reddit thing, which I thought was so funny coming because it was from like a daughter.
A daughter.
If it's from the data,
Talking about
it
daddy.
says anyone else's boomer obsessed with Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts. My dad basically immediately believes in anything supernatural and gets upset and defends it if you question it. I don't even necessarily reject this stuff, but he can't even have a coherent conversation about it. He watches all the chasing Bigfoot, Ghost Adventures type shows, and I'm like, Dad, they aren't gonna find Bigfoot. You're just watching guys run around in the woods. He also believes in the Loch Ness Monster, leprechauns, fairies, etc.
Sounds like a dope dad.
I guess there are worse things he could be obsessed with. MAGA. It's just weird. And when I try to engage, like ask why Bigfoot isn't caught on the trail cams, could aliens just be AI? Are ghosts just capable of communicating if we have some lower psychic defense that doesn't happen in a group? Like try to go along with him and he just gets confused and upset.
I feel like that's anytime you argue with anyone on the internet.
Yeah.
But like, what are your sources? I made it up. It's a meme that's literally that. Source made it up.
It's just funny to think like people are like, oh, Thanksgiving is rough because of like politics. This dad is like,
Thanksgiving is rough because my dad won't shut up about Bigfoot. My dad believes in like aliens. I do.
Your dad does?
Yeah, I do too. Because there's no fucking way there aren't existing.
Oh, I know.
Well, I could do like 3 hours on aliens. I love science fiction. I love video games. They've ruined my life. But for me, it's like, yeah. You know, I would rather have my dad be obsessed with cryptids than being a Trump supporter or something, you know. Sorry to alienate the one Trump supporter that watches us, probably.
No alien pun.
Yeah, no alienate. Bigfootinate.
It's just funny thinking of this, like, she's probably like this cute, like 15-year-old. It's like, Dad, stop talking about Bigfoot.
This is literally my father with science fiction. My dad read a science fiction book every week. I know, because we use the same bathroom. There'd be a new book in there every week. And that's how I knew he was reading so much. He read a new book every week since I was a little kid.
How many poops he taken?
A lot of poops. A lot of poops. But we have, our whole garage is full of science fiction books. He said he's read every science fiction book that's ever existed.
Jeez.
And I do believe him, because I would buy him books that are new and he'd be like, I already read it.
Jeez.
I'd be like,
what
have
was
you read
his job?
He worked in a nuclear plant he worked in, he's like a Teamster guy, you know.
What?
But he would read, he loved science fiction.
That's cool.
Loves it. He even thought, he watched Halo, the show, and he thought it was based off books. I was like, it's based off the video game, Dad. But he was like, yeah, the books are fascinating. I'm like, this fucking video game.
So he must have read some Bigfoot books.
Oh, absolutely. I could ask should we call a friend?
Call
and
him.
My dad right now. Like,
Friend.
Dad, what's your thought on Bigfoot? And then we would have another hour of that. No, it is fascinating. Like, that's why it's like Bigfoot. Yeah, like obviously this episode was a little shorter as far as Bigfoot stuff goes. But if you look at like all the cryptid stuff growing up, all the extraterrestrial, all like the weird, fascinating, legendary things that you liked growing up, it's like, this is endless. And I really do think like it all goes to like someone just needs something to believe in, something to look forward to. Like I remember when I was a kid, I'd be in the woods, I'd be like, is there a dragon or is there Bigfoot out here? Or like the kaiju stuff. You go to Japan, they love big monsters. Like they love Godzilla, they love King Kong. Like it's just like people like having weird shit to believe in.
Yeah, I like little things.
Just like how I like believe that one day I'll have a husband. You know, like just some weird mythical things that you believe in.
That's like how I believe every time I'm gonna have a drink, it's not gonna make me piss myself.
Yeah.
But
You have the small bladder monster. That's what you have. Wow, what an episode.
Oh man, yeah, definitely be fun. One episode soon we're gonna start getting guests, so we'll have people that bring in their obsessions and talk to them.
Yes,
pick their brains.
I have had people already DM me and be like, can I be a guest on your podcast? I'm like, we don't even have guests yet, but I'll keep you in mind. What are you weirdly obsessed with? Like, oh, I don't know, you just want to be on a podcast.
No, we need a big obsession, like where you can talk hours about this thing. We don't need no obsessed phonies.
Yeah, we don't need no phonies on our podcast. Well, today's episode was great. It's very fun. I don't know if I already said that. Who fucking cares? No. Lots of Bigfoot stuff. Listen, sometimes, we're tired. We could have had more Bigfoot stuff to offer you, but you know what? We did what we could. We did our best. We did it. And we're going to fucking keep doing shit like this because we're in a new studio. We got a new everything. We're getting there.
We're evolving.
We're evolving there.
And I learned a lot about
I'm getting
about
nasally
Bigfoot.
for some reason. I think it's the lighting in here.
You guys, no nasal today. I was nasally for 2 weeks. I'm feeling good.
Now she got me all nasally.
No. Well, I did want to say if you guys like this podcast, then you want something else to listen to right now, then check out our buddy Adam's podcast.
What would you do if you woke up in Japan and had no idea how you got there? Or how would you react if you found out your dad was a terrorist? Hi, I'm Adam Macias, host of That Was Wild, a comedy podcast where every week I talk to my comedian and celebrity friends about their wild stories. We also run down the wild news happening in the world, we take your listener calls, and we play a game I invented called Wild Card, where literally anything can happen. Listen to That Was Wild wherever you get your pods.